Hello there. In today's episode, we're speaking with Violet Amoabeng, a Ghanaian entrepreneur whose beauty brand, called Skin Gourmet, uses local ingredients that are so pure the company says its products are edible. Violet had the idea for Skin Gourmet in 2014 after using shea butter to soothe the skin concern she had. With just $45, she launched the company in Accra that now employs a dozen people and exports to 25 countries. Violet, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's just get right into it. Tell us about the story behind the brand. How did Skin Gourmet come to be?
Okay, so Skin Gourmet came to be because for a Ghanaian, I consider myself to be one of those that have had a lot more experiences in terms of travel outside for education. So when I came back to Ghana, I expected that most people would have the same standard of living that I did. Well, that was not the case. And being a banker, I really wanted to help, to also raise other people's standards of living in my country, Ghana, and I just did not know how. And in trying to heal my skin with shea butter, I'm like, wait, Ghana has these types of ingredients that are so safe, so effective in skincare, and can also be eaten. I'm like, wait, what? I'm going to start a new business. And I just started with just passion, $45, no research, got my containers from the market, withdrew all the money from my account, which again was $45 a time. And of course, I got help from my family. And then I started producing. And as time went on, I was able to create jobs. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is how I can actually help my country by boosting economic growth through exportation and creating decent jobs. And that is how Skin Gourmet came to be.
Okay, great. So you've spoken a bit about how you started, but how has the company evolved over the years?
Okay, so initially when we started, it was just me in the beginning. And when I first started, what I wanted to do was not quite defined. It took me about a year to realize that the mission of the company was to develop people one jar at a time. And at first when we started, the concentration on Ghana was not the main focus. It was after doing my research and understanding what it was we had here in Ghana and how it could give us a unique proposition and differentiate us that I started to say, okay, let's focus this in on Ghana. However, let's have a vision of being the world leader in sustainable skincare that develops people. So over time, we've been asked to change our formulas, not just from what people would think of as a normal skincare staple, but also understanding that we have to redefine what skincare was. Sometimes you have to look beyond the industry and how it dictates that skincare should be, and go back to our traditional roots, apply that, and see how best we can adapt that to international markets and make a product that can actually capture the largest market share. So from year one, we had just me doing packaging, production, labeling, sales. By year three, we started exporting to just a few countries. By year five, we had a whole lot more countries we're exporting to. We had at least 5 different staff members. Now we're in year 8. And what we're finding that's interesting is you go from the marketing of getting people to love your product, to understand your concept, to understand the identity of the company. And then by year 8, what you're doing is you're creating structures and foundations so you can actually scale the company up to be a global giant.
So Violet, you mentioned that you export to, quite a number of countries. Can you tell us some of the countries that you export to and how being based in Accra sets itself up as kind of like a positive advantage for you to ship to these countries?
Okay, so I want to try and name a few off the top of my head, but we ship to the United States, to the UK, to Qatar, to Turkey, to Lebanon, to India. At one point, we're even exporting to Russia. Colombia is one of them now. Guadalupe, Ivory Coast, Benin. Okay, so quite a plethora of different countries. But I think the fact that we source locally and things are made in Ghana is a really big advantage. Number one, because when you look at our mission statement, which is developing people one jar at a time, our customers identify with that and they want to make a positive impact on Africa. We all know that we want to push Africa beyond aid. So aid is not the way people are looking anymore. They want to find a way to support a company that is legitimate and using resources in Africa and maximizing it to the point where they can use that to boost growth. So it allows them to take part in it. But not only that, manufacturing from here gives us our differentiation. It's what allows us to actually compete on the global market because there's some things that Ghana has that no other country has. So it's like really positive that we are in this small niche of the world and we can add innovation to the natural ingredients that don't necessarily exist outside and create something for the whole world to enjoy. And I think that's what people also really like, and also the quality, because the way traditionally we make our skincare is with ingredients you can eat. For example, a little baby has diaper rash. The mom uses palm kernel oil to treat the diaper rash. We use the same palm kernel oil for skincare. Your shea butter they are using for your skin is the same thing we use to fry our soya beans. So we cook with it because the philosophy here is simple. Whatever it is you put on your skin, it's going to end up in your body. It's absorbed. So if you know that you can't eat it, why would you wear it? And I think having also that different exposure to skincare gives people more options and more things to explore than what they're usually used to.
The vision for Skin Gourmet is to be the world leader in sustainable skincare. Is that what inspires you? Is that what wakes you up in the morning?
I think what wakes me up in the morning is developing people one jar at a time. What I've realized is in this world, business is great, but I believe that people should come before profit. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean I don't like profit. It means that the only way to have sustainable profit is to make sure that we're creating value for people. And that means that developing people's lives. And as an African, I feel like that's one of the most important things in the forefront that we should be doing as any private business is to raise your nation up, because once you've raised your nation up, it can then support your infrastructures, support your systems. And then when you're all prosperous together, the world is a better place. And then you can really enjoy your skincare. But it's a different thing looking good around a place where people are just not looking good like you. So for me, it's developing people one jar at a time. But to be the world leader, world domination is the ultimate goal, but to make sure that people are included in the progression.
Your logo, Skin Gourmet, is quite distinct. Do you have any trademarks? Are you registered?
Yes, of course. So we've trademarked Skin Gourmet, and we've also trademarked Raw Pure Wild. So we have actually 4 trademark logos, because the first logo was a different design. And then, of course, in order to adapt it to different markets and also to evolve the brand over time, we have to create, I guess you would say, a sexier logo. And so all the logos are trademarked.
What is the main role that intellectual property has played in this? Because you started a company, you decided to get Raw Pure Wild trademarked, you got your logo trademarked. How has intellectual property helped?
I think when a lot of people start different businesses, like for me, I never wanted to be like a doctor or an accountant or someone who does skincare. The main thing for me was that I wanted to help people. So when I'm building this company, what is most important is not necessarily the products that you're churning out, but the identity of the company, which is the brand, kind of like a person. And so for me, trademarking has been extremely important because it is that identity that allows you to be a successful company globally and to be recognized by your customers worldwide. It allows you to also be identified by people who have tried the brand before, who love the brand, and it just gives you that presence that you need in order to have any domination or to capture any market share. I think identity is foremost, because many people can try to replicate your product, but it's the brand identity that allows them to say, okay, no, this is the product that I love, this is the one I identify with, and it becomes a staple and it's more stable that way.
There are a bunch of entrepreneurs who are, just starting out, in the nascent stages of their business. What advice would you give to such entrepreneurs?
I think the main thing as any entrepreneur needs to identify is a problem that bothers them. You need to figure out what it is that bothers you in this world that you need to change. And the reason why that's important is because that is what will get you out of bed no matter how hard it is. It has to be a problem that bothers you so much that you're going to put in all the effort and everything you can to fix it. If you have that kind of drive, then no matter which obstacle comes in your way, no matter what problem you have, you will find a solution for it because the problem bothers you that much. Once you have that, then it's easier to get the solution because you have the passion and the potential and the drive to find the answer. For me, that's what moves me. That's why I said to you again, it's not necessarily about the short-term gains you get. It's about the long-term impact you're making on the world. And if it means that much to you because you know that it is beyond you, you will find any solution and overcome every single barrier.
Thank you so much for your time, Violet. I wish you all the best in your vision to be the world leader in sustainable skincare. and skincare that also that develops people. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. What do you think about edible skincare? Leave your thoughts in the comments or give this video a like. It would mean a lot to us. If you've made it this far and aren't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button below and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss our new videos. Thanks so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.